Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give my praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash, Rawchaa Qadash. It's the brother Abakala here with another hopeful edifying lesson to the elect body of Yahawah bahasham, Rawchaa. I think I'm going to title this lesson, I come not to send peace, but division. Trump official resigned over Iran War, which is in the title or in the caption here, right? It says Nicole says Trump officials resignation over Iran War highlights MAGA divide, which is the theme of this lesson, right? Because the Lord, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring that precept out. Luke 12:51, right? It says, "Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division." So the Lord is not coming to send peace on earth. The Lord didn't come this second around. He's not coming to send peace. And he also says he's coming to bring a sword, right? The Lord is going to bring a sword. Let me see, where is that? Peace. Sword, I think it's in Matthew, right? Matthew's 10:34. It says, "Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword," right? I'm going to read out the Amplified version. Matthew 10:34. It says, "Do not think that I have come to bring peace on earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword of division between belief and unbelievers." Met belief and unbelief, right? Well, he's going to bring division. What this word I just want to see what this word sword, what this word sword is like, yeah, what it means. Right here, war, right? Sword also means war, right? I'm gonna come back to that. Yahawah, don't forget. So the sword means war. That's why you see division, you see war, because it's prophesied that the Lord is prophesied that these things will be happening, right? So the Lord has come to bring division. He's come to bring the sword, which is war, and that's what you're witnessing. I'm gonna play the short clip that I put. Even within there's division not only between the two houses, the Democrat and the Republicans, the two horns like a lamb. There's also division within these parties, the MAGA party, or specifically the Republican Party, the MAGA party, right? So it says the divide inside the MAGA, right? The divide inside the MAGA. The divide inside the MAGA movement over Iran is raging. It has burst wide open with a high-profile resignation today. Joe Kent, the director of the National Counterterrorism Center and a top advisor to the director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, announced his resignation on X today. In a letter, he writes this, quote, "I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby." So just stop it right there. It was pressure by who? The Izzy State and the lobby, the lobbyists, which funds these
politicians, right, is a powerful American lobby, which is they call it what is it, APAC? I think that's the name of it. The Izzy lobby. So they're lobbying or funding these presidents to fuel their views of what they want to happen in the world. They want America to do. They're fueling um, uh, um, the Izzy state is behind the scenes is controlling the government through lobbying with money and power, right? So it says they're putting pressure. The Izzy state is putting pressure on Babylon to Great to do what they want them to do, and that's what this guy right here was saying. That's what he's saying, and we people have been saying this for a long time, but they don't want to believe it. A lot of people didn't want to believe it, but this official here, he's got credit. He's credible, right? And it's not a conspiracy theory, that this particular nation is controlling America. But it is what it is, and people want to say what they want to say, right?
Quote, I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. I support the values and the foreign policies that you campaigned on in 2016, 2020, 2024, which you enacted in your first term. Until June of 2025, you understood that the wars in the Middle East were a trap that robbed America of the precious lives of our patriots and depleted the wealth and prosperity of our nation. In the Oval Office today, Donald Trump said that Kent is wrong about Iran not being a threat and that he was, quote, weak on security, which raises the question of why Donald Trump appointed him to be one of his top national security officials in the first place. Now, Joe Kent is not someone that Donald Trump can just dismiss. He is not some sort of rhino or squish. He is as MAGA as they come. Donald Trump endorsed both of Mr. Kent's failed runs for Congress. Kent is an election denier through and through. He peddled the fringe conspiracy theory that the FBI instigated the January 6th insurrection. He's appeared alongside far-right militia groups and associated with white nationalist Nick Fuentes. We covered him earlier this year on this program after the New York Times reported that he pressured intelligence analysts to alter a report about the Venezuelan government that did not fit the narrative being peddled by the Trump administration. Kent's resignation today, though, shows that Donald Trump cannot swat away the raging debate within his own coalition over the war in Iran. His own base is asking the same questions that a lot of other Americans are asking. Why are we at war with Iran? Why did we attack Iran when we did? What are the goals of the war? And how and when does it end? And we have breaking news.
So right there, they said even there's people within basically the Republican MAGA party is asking Donald Trump these questions of why did they start war with Iran, basically. And there was three questions, and when would it end? I forgot that's the third one or whatever. Why did they start it, and when would it end? There's another one too. I just can't remember. But that's within the MAGA party. They asking Trump these questions, so that's a division. Even this guy, they said this Nick Fuentes guy, he was saying that he was he was strong MAGA support thumper. He's on social media saying now that it might be time to vote Democrat, right? So that's what the Lord is bringing on the earth, man. The Lord is bringing division. Come back to Matthew 10. Go back to Luke 12 and 51, right? So that's what you're witnessing, because it's prophesied, right? These are prophecies unfolding, manifesting themselves, right? This is Luke 12 and 51. It says, suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth. I tell you nay, but rather the vision, right? So the vision is on earth on multiple levels, right? So the Lord is bringing division. The Lord is bringing a sword, which is warfare. I forgot what verse that was. Yeah, 34, right? So the Lord is bringing division. The Lord is bringing war, a sword, war. That's what this is all about. This division is due to the war in Iran, which is being pushed by the Izzy state, the small hats, um, on Jeremiah 50 and Jeremiah 59. Babylon is the least of the flock is drawing Babylon out to be laid desolate with them, right? The least of the flock is the Izzy state, the small hats is drawing Babylon out to this war, this world's war, which is the third woe, to be desolate, both to make both lands, Babylon, which is America, Babylon the Great, which is America, and Israel, to be laid desolate, to make both of their lands desolate with them, as it is written. But this official that's he was a top counterterrorism official resigned due to this um war with Iran is a big indication of division. Right? Like the lady just described, he was very supportive of MAGA. He wasn't just some regular. He was more or less very entwined or whatever with the MAGA movement, right? So here's this portion of this short video.
We have breaking news. Top counterterrorism official Joe Kent has resigned over President Trump's war with Iran. The director of the National Counterterrorism Center posted on social media saying, quote, Iran posed no imminent threat to the U.S. He also says, it's clear we started this war due to pressure from Israel. Let's bring in White House correspondent Karen Travers for more on that. Senior Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez and ABC's Patrick Reevell in Doha, Qatar as well. Heidi Wall. So, Louis, how significant is this resignation?
It's very significant, Diane, because this is a senior U.S. counterterrorism official, a top intelligence official in the administration, and he has been a very strong supporter of President Trump for quite some time. He's former Green Beret, former CIA. His wife actually was killed in a terror attack in Manbij, Syria, 8 years ago. And so he heads the organization that would determine whether there is a terrorist threat to the United States. And the fact that he says there was no imminent threat is very significant, because one of the justifications that the Trump administration has used is saying that there was an imminent threat being posed by Iran towards the United States. Now, they haven't specified exactly what they meant, but one of the things that they've pointed to is the nuclear threat, that Iran was on the verge of creating a nuclear weapon based off of their 400 kilograms of enriched uranium. So the fact that you have Joe Kent now offering his resignation is a strong indication of the division within the administration, potentially, of how the war is being carried out. Joe Kent now offering his resignation is a strong indication of the division within the administration, potentially, of how the war is being carried out, and whether this offering his resignation is creating a nuclear weapon based off of their 400 kilograms of enriched uranium. So the fact that you have Joe Kent now offering his resignation is a strong indication of the division within the administration, potentially, of how the war is being carried out, and whether this goes against resignation is a strong indication of the division within the administration, potentially, of how the war is being carried out, and whether this goes against President Trump's campaign promise is not to initiate a war and to end all endless wars. But again, very significant given his position, and especially I think the key thing to point out is his notion that there was no imminent threat to the United States being posed by Iran. And so I think that again points to divisions within the administration as we're now entering the third week in this conflict.
So yeah, there was a very good emphasis on the word divide and division. Most definitely division. You know, that's why I had rewind it back a couple times, maybe like 4 different times. And you see and highlighted out and highlighted or more or less bold letters or big letters or whatever. There's the word division, right? So that's what the Lord is bringing upon the earth, man. The Lord is bringing division. The Lord is bringing the sword, which is what the word sword means. So this sword that the Lord is also bringing is bringing division, right? What this word sword also means what? War, right? So this war that the Lord is bringing upon the earth is causing division, and that's what the Lord said He was going to do. He was going to cause division on the earth. He's causing war on the earth, and these Egyptians in America is divided. Like I was bringing out, like I said earlier, even the guy Nick Fuentes or whatever, he's some social, he got some type of social media platform, some type of, you know, some type of status due to MAGA. You know, he's even coming out against the MAGA movement, saying that they might need to, or he might need to switch to Democrat or vote Democrat. So a lot of MAGA supporters are not feeling Trump, which Trump says that he is this guy, the president of peace, right? But what the scripture said, Yahawah is not coming to send peace, but President Trump calls himself the president of peace, which is contrary to the scriptures. It says President Trump, the president of peace. President Trump ended 7 wars in just 7 months. This is what they're proclaiming, which I don't know how true any of his statements are. If he really did it or not, I have no idea. I haven't done the research on it. But I heard I heard I heard this before that he ended like 7 or 8 wars. Whatever it said, Cambodia and Thailand, Kosovo Serbia, DRC and Rwanda, Pakistan and India, and this one right here was currently going on. The Izzy state in Iran, this is currently going on, right? Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan, whatever, however you say it. So you say he's ended these wars, but you see this war right here, the Israel and Iran is currently going on right now. So that doesn't seem totally true. And it says, God, peace is the prize, right? This one right here says Trump say he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize because he stopped the 8 wars that he himself started. So the Lord said he come not to send peace. He come not to send peace, but division. Come to send a sword. The sword is warfare. So that's not what Trump is claiming. It's not true. If you see what's going on, like I said, these wars that he proclaimed that he stopped, I have no idea if they haven't been stopped or not. You know, but it seemed that war we just pointed out This the Israel and Iran, that's currently happening, right? So that can't be totally true. So the Lord says He's come to come not to send peace but a sword, come to send division, and this division is got these Egyptians against each other. This is the book of Isaiah 19 and 2. It says, I will set the Egyptian. I'm just read verse 1. Isaiah 19 and 1, it says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahawah rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom, right? So the Lord is bringing division even within these parties. There's division, right? Prophesy being manifest, right? Prophecy being manifest. And there was another one going back to Luke chapter 11, and that should be it. This lesson ain't meant to be long, due to these acts of war. These acts of wars bring a division. There's also a scripture, a vision. I think it's still in Jeremiah that the Lord says He's going to send fanners to Babylon, right? So like the Lord is sending fanners to Babylon, heating this place up to be ultimately on fire by those ICBM nuclear missiles, ultimately, right? So the Lord sending fanners to Babylon. Those people are inciting or causing tension within the borders of America or the borders of Babylon, causing it to, which is going to cause it to be set ablaze, right? Let's see. I'm just going to see what come back to this. Luke 11 and 18. Jeremiah 51. I mean 50. Yeah, Jeremiah 51 and 2. This is Jeremiah 51 and 2. It says, I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about, right? These fanners are these foreigners, which it says in the Amplified, right? They are fanning the flames of war within America, right? It's causing the uproar. That's what all these protests is about. These this immigration problem. The Lord is sending fanners here to basically start this division within America. That's helping the division within America. These immigrants and everything like that. That's these foreigners being brought to America. It's causing division and causing this place to be against each other, to be against one another. The Egyptian against the Egyptians is causing turmoil basically within America. The tension, the division. It's another aspect of that division, right? So going back to Luke 12, what was that, 13? No, Luke 12 and what was it, Luke 11? Yeah, 11 to 13. Oh, I'm tripping. Luke 11 and 17. The book of Luke, Saint Luke, chapter 11, verse 17. It says, "But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and the house divided against a house falleth." Right, a house divided against a house falleth. So within this Republican house, there's division. Within the American, within the house of Esau, there's division. The house, the Republican house also is obviously against the Democratic house. Even within the house of the Democrats, the MAGA house, there's division. So America can't fall. I mean, America can't stand, man. It has to fall. It only makes sense. You can't stand if you're not united. You can't stand. You can't stand together if you're divided. So if you're not united, you're divided. That means you're gonna fall, right? That's why it says, "United we stand, divided we fall." Even within their slogan, it says that, right? "United we stand." America slogan. Let me just look at that real quick. Right. So even within their slogan, it says, "United we stand, divided we fall," is a historic American phrase emphasizing that unity brings strength while division leads to failure, right? So even within this slogan, it tells you, "United we stand, divided we fall." Even in this historical American slogan or phrase, it tells you that division brings forth a downfall, which which the words of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawahshi is true, right? So even within their words, they can recognize that division brings forth uh, a downfall, right? So Esau is over. Is over. Second Ezra chapter 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, and it's divided, and it's going to continue to be to that division is going to continue to grow, which is going to lead to Babylon that's fallen, which we already in that process has already been started, right? Babylon falling process, we are currently in it. So I'm gonna end it off there. I hope it's edifying to the elect. Now I'm gonna say, "Call Halayallah, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Rawchaa Qadash, Shalom." Till next time, Yahawah, Rawchaa, which means Lord willing, and why Abba, Babal.